This is such a setup. This doesn't make any sense. Let's see what happens today. Here we go, episode 2. We're back for some more juicy 90-day fiancé fun. Yes, we are back. We did episode 1. If you haven't seen that video, you can hit the, I'll put the link below in the description. And what we're doing with the show is we're reviewing some of the key moments, looking at the couple's habits, how healthy are they, what's great, what's not so good, making some predictions, pretty much just enjoying some trash TV. All right, I'll watch it with my girlfriend. Let's make the best of it. So I'm excited to be here. Episode 2. As I say, if you haven't watched the first one, go and watch it. I scored all 4 couples on my predictions if they'll be together and pointed out some healthy and not so healthy stuff that's going on. In this episode, we have some pretty hilarious moments. I'm going to point out a piece about men speaking up on their needs. We're going to look at a piece about compatibility, and we are going to look at a bunch of reunions. All the couples got back together, so that is coming up too. Some really cute moments actually. So I think it's kind of the calm before the storm episode. So to kick things off, we have a new couple. Yes, there are now 5 couples. We got 5 couples in the show. We got Eve and Mohamed to look at, to judge a little bit, but mostly just to appreciate and to look at where we can take the learnings from.
I'm Eve. I'm 48 years old, and I am a licensed acupuncturist and massage therapist.
She is beautiful, not just on the outside, but on the inside as well. She has a beautiful little boy who is, I believe, about 11 years old. He's got some real medical issues though. He's got Down syndrome, renal failure, I believe. She has to catheterize him every 3 hours. This is some serious full-time mumming stuff. She's been divorced for about 8 or 9 years from her husband, the boy's dad, whom she's still parents with. And she met this gentleman, Mohamed. And Mohamed's pretty beautiful too. I think you know what I mean. He speaks decent enough English. They met online, and it's been all chemistry, all fireworks. And I hate to say it, Eve, I love you. I think you're an amazing person, but this is going to end terribly. So Mohamed's 24. 90 Day Fiancé has done their thing where it's like, let's find the woman in her 40s and 50s who's dating the 20-something Middle Eastern dude. But in this case, they found a really beautiful soul in Eve. We haven't really met him too much yet, but I'm sorry. They're different. No, I'm not sorry, actually. They're different cultures. They're different ages. They're completely different realms of life. Straight off the bat though, they are so absurdly incompatible. Take notes of this. So incompatible. Everything about this just says it won't work. All right, but anyway, she's continuing with this and she meets up with her friends, the squad, which is kind of cool. I like her squad.
We're all yogis, and we've done several trainings together.
Another group. You guys, I'm gonna lose it.
They have become a soul family to me.
Can I motorboat you right now? I can motorboat all of you.
And there's one particular point where one of her friends calls her out.
I think maybe the biggest change would be some clothes that I wear, and actually, like, he was pissed because I wore a bikini, and we didn't talk for like 2 or 3 days.
That's love. To change so many different parts about you.
That's not love, that's infatuation. That's like addiction to somebody else. That's like addiction to the feeling. And then, oh, if I'm not behaving for you, then you're gonna take away that affection that you give me.
I have to say, the friend is damn right. See, throughout this episode, we see scenes of Eve basically making herself smaller to fit in with his cultural beliefs.
No pork, and I cleaned out my closet for things that I know he wouldn't approve of, but I hope that he realizes how many steps I'm taking.
Now, if she wants to choose to do that, if that's her free will and she really wants to do that, you know, more power to her. But my question is also, what is he doing to accommodate her? Is he gonna come to the country and change some of his cultures and meet her in the middle? Or is this just all her bending for him? I suspect we know the answer. And ladies, this is a good lesson for you. You know, compromise, sure. Meet in the middle with someone, but it shouldn't just be you doing all the bending, okay? If you're giving up things that are important to you, you're chipping away at yourself, first of all, you shouldn't really be doing that. And second, make sure the things, if you are chipping away stuff, make sure they're things that are not deal breaker things. They're not that important to you. And you want him to meet you in the middle as well. It's not just, I have to do all the moving so that I don't trigger him. No. So throughout the episode, Eve gets quite frustrated at her friends and the people she knows for essentially saying that and calling it out.
You are compromising a lot. And so as long as he's willing to do the same as you are, then like, sure, go for it. But like, is that something really that like he knows?
I like her friends. I like the
This
squad.
is exactly why I've been hesitant on sharing things about my relationship with Mohamed, because everybody has these preconceived notions about him and the relationship.
She just wants people to be happy for her, and I get it. At the same time, the people around you can see things that you can't necessarily see, and when we're picking up such obvious things, Eve, you deserve more, woman. There'd be lots of 40, 50-year-old men who really want to date you, where you live. Lots of them. I get that she hasn't had connection in a long time, and I think this is the other piece here. I suspect Eve, and you probably get this impression as well, I suspect she has been serving everybody else, caring about everyone else, especially her kid, and not meeting her own needs for connection, for excitement for a long time, not in any major way. She even said in the show that she hasn't been dating. And this is what happens. Take note, when you reject a need, you try to smush it down like a beanbag, it comes out sideways, and you end up meeting some Egyptian guy who you're completely incompatible with, and then taking off parts of yourself to please him. This is what happens. But honestly, it really just highlights again how incompatible these two are. They're from different cultures, different places, different ages. What is he gonna do with a sick 12-year-old? What's he gonna do? Wander around with his shirt off? Come on, Eve. I love you. You're so great, but no. You know what though? I hope I'm wrong. I'm gonna give this couple a 4 out of 5 for chemistry. 4 out of 5. They seem to have really good chemistry. We'll see if it keeps up when they're in person and the problems begin. I'm gonna give them a 0. Yeah, a 0 out of 5 for compatibility. They're totally incompatible, it's a fact. And a 2 out of 5 for relationship skills. We haven't really seen them tested at all, so I'm sort of giving them a bit of a default score there. And we'll see how it goes when he's in town. Mr. Mohamed, I hope you can please her.
Okay, did he last long being a virgin?
He has no problem, okay? Let's just say that's not enough. He was just fine. Multiple times a day, okay?
Come on, this is not gonna work out. Which brings us to the couples we had last week, starting of course with Bilal and 𝐸. Now, if you didn't watch this last week, my gosh, Bilal's a bougie, upmarket guy, coming from the hood though when he was a kid. 𝐸 is a 37-year-old from Trinidad and Tobago, and they have a pretty glaring incompatibility around kids. But ignoring that, for right now at least, they had a really cute reunion at the airport. This was very sweet. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. And then Bilal's plan begins. And let me tell you, it goes as badly as everyone other than Bilal thought it would. He picks her up in this van that looks like it was used by very bad people for bad things.
Huh?
I thought it was this one.
Oh, you thought this? No. I like you. You know, I know you like big cars.
And then takes her to a house that hasn't been lived in for 15 years.
A home from the 1900s. Must be an antique.
It's called historic.
His logic being, okay, I'm just gonna see if she appreciates the basic things. It's like, bro, she's a 37-year-old. She wants kids. She's given up her life, her job, everything to come move with you. And you expect her to be like gracious and appreciative for moving into a 15-year-old not lived in house after you met her with a bunch of Armani luggage and perfect suits and expensive watches. You met her with all that? Of course she's gonna feel jibbed. He actually takes a couple of shots at her, which I'm really not a huge fan of.
I love you, babe, but you're losing points.
I lost little points with me. There are some things that need to be fixed, yes, right?
A lot of things that needs to be fixed.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed with your attitude right now, too.
And she's just sitting there going, you know, what have I walked into? I'm feeling completely deceived. And yeah, I agree, 𝐸. Bloody hell, I'd be pissed too. By the end of the episode, she actually says this.
If I'm going to live here for 90 days, it's going to be a struggle, but I'm willing to do it. I still love Bilal, but I am worried that he's not being real.
And you know what? Credit to her, because I think a lot of us could be not blamed for just going home and being like, yeah, nah, I was lied to here. So credit to her. This is gonna go terribly. This is the worst way to test for trust. So I'm not sure any of you would ever try this, but if you are thinking about it, don't try this. It's not good. I don't know. We'll see if they can recover next episode. We'll see if once he shows her the real house, they can get back on track. But this is a terrible way, a mistrusting way to start what's supposed to be a trusting relationship. So that's Bilal and 𝐸's update for the week. Next, we had Cara and Guillermo. So Cara's headed down to help him with his passport because his passport's expired, he needs to get back. And there's an interesting scene, I want you guys to check out this scene. There's an interesting scene where she is sitting with him, they're at a table, and I've had this concern about her being a little bit of an overfunctioner and he could be prone to underfunctioning. Check out this scene.
Es solamente la broma porque todas mis amigas tienen esposos más mayor. Y dice like, oh, Cara quiere los niños. Ella quiere, vamos a hacer como un toddler. Vamos así.
Now what we notice in this scene is, you know, she's a talker, right? She's pretty confident, she's happy to put herself out there. He's a number of years younger than her, and you can kind of see by the look on his face that he's not real happy about this. Now I get that 90 Day Fiancé probably pulls the one scene where there's some drama. I totally get that, but it's still good for us to look at this because this is a little microcosm example of him and what will be his future struggles to speak up and assert himself with her. Because of the age gap, they're already prone to this. Because she's quite confident, they're already prone to this. Because she's gonna be the American and he's gonna be the foreigner trying to figure his way out in the country, they're already gonna be prone to this. You know, this is a one-off thing, but if stuff like this keeps happening, him being able to speak up about that and to call it out, to say how it's affecting him, this is hard for a lot of men to do. And probably a lot of you watching would actually pick up on his discomfort and how uncomfortable your comments were making the person. But I kind of like that Cara didn't. Because she's pretty outspoken, it really forces him to step up. So for him, it's going to be really interesting to watch his journey, to speak up with her, to assert himself, to piss her off. I suspect she feels good about it, and they're obviously very attracted to each other, but I suspect she's quite used to kind of feeling safe with him, having control. And so I really want to see him grow and push back and speak up. And this will be an interesting one to watch just for that reason. You'll get to see, can these two adapt and can he really feel comfortable being in that masculine role sometimes and her relaxing, or is it gonna turn into this is all her, she starts to resent him because he's leaning back, he starts to feel less confident, emasculated. I'm really intrigued actually to see how these two develop, so they're gonna be really great to watch. And then couple number 4, we had Jibri and Miona. So how can you not love Jibri?
I'm bringing surprises to the airport for Miona to make her feel welcome. I got this red carpet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this out.
Oh no, you're not.
Cowgirl boots. My favorite color, let's go. Got her a little cowgirl hat, man. I think she'll be rocking with this. I'm ready to go. Damn, God, oh, I ripped the pants. Oh, hell no.
He just thinks it's cool. So you know what, credit to you, Jibri. He rolls out the red carpet for her.
Welcome to South Dakota. This is your red carpet, baby.
Yeah, can I walk?
Go ahead, do your strut, do a little spin. Do a little spin, okay. Over here, miss, over here. Okay, keep going. Let me get a little photo, miss.
Yeah, so that was a thing. They have a really beautiful, cute reunion. The fireworks are to come with these two. Not too much to comment on here this week. It was just good to see them reunited, and now we actually get into the action. We get to see them working through the skills, if they have them, be challenged. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough ride for these two. And finally, we have the most confusing couple on the show. We have Emily and 𝐸𝐞𝐫, and bloody hell, Emily and 𝐸𝐞𝐫. I know there's a few of you that think the whole show is scripted. I don't believe that. I think there's certainly scenes with him on the red carpet escalator. There's certainly scenes that they set up, but I don't think the show is scripted. But if it was, Emily and 𝐸𝐞𝐫 are the weirdest, most nonsensibly scripted couple I've ever seen on this show. For background, if you haven't watched the other video, 2 years they've been together, sort of, not really, I don't know. They had a kid together from 2 years ago. He didn't see the kid for 2 years because of COVID. In theory, they've been together talking for 2 years, but it seems like that was not established. He doesn't even want to sext.
𝐸𝐞𝐵's not really into the whole sexting, and I am. I would have sent him, you know, a dirty message every day if he would have liked it, but he doesn't.
And given he's a previous underwear model, that makes me very suspicious that this is a real relationship, because there is no way this dude has gone 2 years without sex. That is just not a thing. There's other weird stuff with this couple, like they're supposed to be video chatting every week, and then they're saying comments like,
I saw you had so much hair, you have no hair now. What's he gonna think? He hasn't seen me in 2 years, I look different.
are you not talking to each other? What is going on with these two? It's not making any sense. I don't know what's going on. I think it's unofficial, unspoken. She doesn't really know. He's got a kid there and he's just glad she's not asking any difficult questions. I don't think it's gonna be so good. But I will say they did have a very cute reunion.
so cute.
And I have to say the way he looks at her seemed genuine, right? We will see. Is it just his son that he wants to see? Is there still anything between the two of them? He does make a pretty mean comment about her weight.
She's changed, she's getting weight.
Good luck, Kobe, living in the 5-bedroom, 1-bathroom house with the whole family. That's all I could say. So that is the update for the week. I'm gonna only edit the scores every few weeks so you guys can see those, but let me know your thoughts on the couples. I'm keen to hear if you're watching the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Pop them in the comments below. I appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button with the bell, and I'll see you in the next video.